Alright, should be going up now. Soon I will work on getting us the intro video and how to ever set that up so we can sit there and be live for like 2 minutes before we actually do anything.
Just be sitting there, just like, yeah, y'all get ready for it. Get ready for it.
I mean,
Our hype video.
not that we have millions and millions of fans are just, waiting in line to get in here. Queuing up the YouTube, be like, come on, we know you're going to go live any minute now. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, but we do have like at least 999,999 though.
You could be number 1 million.
Yeah, be lucky number 1 million, and we'll give you more videos, more content.
Hell, if we ever get to that point, I'll give away so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're just shy of 1 million subscribers.
So,
getting big numbers.
When we hit a million votes, when we get 1 million subscribers, I'm gonna jar up my fart and send it to the 1 million subscriber.
God. The sad thing is, as a 1 million subscribers, somehow that would be treated as a big deal. Like there'd be running gags. It would somehow work. It would just work.
It would be gross.
But it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. This is Top Rope Tokes, and we're here to talk a little bit about AEW Dynamite. I'm just saying, that guy over there.
I'm Ranger Motions all up in here.
And we had the first Dynamite after one of the better pay-per-views I've seen during AEW times, and they put on great pay-per-views.
This was I think this was my favorite pay-per-view that I've seen since I've been watching. Granted, this is only like my 5th or 6th AEW pay-per-view, but still, it's my favorite out of those that I've seen.
Full Gear marks the 1 year for you.
Yep. Started with Full Gear.
You got to see Hangman win the title last year, and this year you got to see MJF win the championship. And you said it before, if he didn't.
Oh yeah, we riot if he didn't win. So it was a given that MJF was going to win this belt.
We'll take it one step further. When we were hanging out with some friends and everyone watching the pay-per-view, we said, no, if somehow MJF does not walk out the champion tonight, we're quitting AEW and we're watching Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we were when we thought that Mox was about to win that match, we were this close to being like, wow, we have to watch Raw tomorrow. Thank you for not making us watch Raw.
It would have been 2 days from then. Because remember, the pay-per-view was Saturday, not Sunday.
Yeah,
Moxley.
God damn it. Fucking Mox got me all messed up here. Yeah, if we had to watch Raw, I would have been so sad.
But, of course, we didn't have to worry about that because we started off tonight's show with William Regal in the ring. No music, no entrance, none of that stuff. Just right to Regal in the ring.
Just right to Regal.
Which, I didn't know if this was going to be a thing where it was like his time to shine to talk about like his moment to explain his actions why, which it wasn't. It was really one of those things. He's like, you want to hear from the champ? You will next week. Right now, he's out on some big time movie set playing up. He's going to be that guy and to bring us back into the mainstream. There's a lot of chance against Regal, like very early.
Yeah, people booed the shit out of Regal. Lots of fuck you Regals.
And it's funny because during his little feuds or promos back and forth with MJF, there was times where like they started off booing him, but then he got turned around and everything else. So those two together, we could be in for
Mhm.
some magic.
Yeah, yeah, I like the pairing.
But Regal
What'll
says
come of it? Go
uh,
ahead.
he says weeks ago that he had actually emailed MJF, but MJF will reveal what was said and everything when he talks next week. But eventually, Mox music's hit, and you said probably the fastest he made his way to the ring in AEW history.
Hmm. And it still took a while, but it was about a minute, maybe less than a minute.
Yep. And after he finally does all the walk through the crowd and everything and starts getting to the ring, Danielson runs out, slides right in, gets in between them. Basically just starts pleading with him, do not hit this guy.
Yeah, like he's old. He's basically dead already. Like, don't hit him.
One time he even got down on his knees before explaining that Regal helped fix his relationship with his father because Regal helped him understand his father's struggles, so and all this other stuff. So he loves that man. I was waiting so much for Mox to just like paradigm shift Death Rider, Danielson, and
Oh,
we've seen BCC falling apart, Regal's
yeah.
gone, and that would just kind of be the implosion to kind of wrap that all up.
Mm. I didn't think it would blow up like that. I think I think we have some more time with this BCC thing, but it is going to start to. There's going to be some bigger cracks because I think what will end up happening is by the next pay-per-view, at least one or two of the members will be split off.
And the weird part about it is, like, when he was sitting there just kind of being silent, part of the reason I thought about this, because I wasn't confident that was happening, but in my head, I was like, if this was the Mox that came into AEW, the Mox from the first couple of years of AEW, where he didn't give a fuck about anybody, he would have already done it.
Yeah,
But that's not who he is
yeah,
anymore.
no, yeah, those are his boys.
Yeah, because when he originally came in, he very much seemed like he was going to be like a forever lone wolf kind of person, where he's like kind of like
Yeah,
a Stone Cold like DTA. Like, yeah, we might even work together, but I'm still gonna stun your ass.
yeah, yeah. Um, you know, as Danielson got Mox to kind of change his mind about beating up a man that's possibly going to be a vegetable if he hits him. Um, he just tells Regal to walk away. It looked like Mox was actually like about to cry in the ring as he's telling Regal to walk away, like he didn't want to have to do that.
It was his old Yeller moment.
Hmm. I think so. It was just like, oh, I kind of love you, but I can't stand you anymore because you cost me my title.
So, that being said, do you have any guess what would be entertaining as a reason or like a good for storyline purposes? What Regal could have emailed MJF besides, "Hey, let's fuck over Mox together."
It's gonna be something wild, like I don't know.
I can think of something that would make sense for the character, but it wouldn't be deep enough to really explain anything, which is he wants to be a true villain. He wants to be the devil, like have the true villain teach you the ways. But that is so like only surface level deep. It doesn't really explain like a full on turn.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm. I have no idea.
Maybe that's why we have to
Like,
wait
is
a
it going
week.
to be like, yeah, like, is it going to be like, hey, we were playing a long con, and like that whole story about sending Regal stuff was true, but he also did actually respond or something, and he's been looking out for me, or I don't know.
Yeah, I
Who
can't
knows?
I
I
can't
can't really
think
think
of
of it.
anything.
Yeah, I can't think of anything good. So next week,
Either it's gonna come across as a very silly reason, or they're gonna. I mean, look at the two people involved. I have to have a little bit of confidence.
yeah,
I have no idea right now.
clueless as well.
Well, one thing that we can say that we were completely wrong about, like if you go back some weeks when we first talked about it, we swore up and down Ethan Page was winning this tournament.
Oh yeah,
Tonight we had the finals of Ethan Page versus Ricky Starks. And considering it was after the pay-per-view, we had that little discussion beforehand. It definitely affected our thoughts out on this outcome.
oh yeah, yeah. Because initially, yeah, we were all Ethan Page. MJF has had this thing with the firm, and he's kind of started going babyface. Ethan Page is full on heel right now. That
Built-in
was going to be,
story.
yeah, built in story already. Bam. But then when Ricky Starks' match with Brian Cage, it didn't happen when it was supposed to. And then they were like, yeah, he's just going to do the match with Archer. And then we'll go back and do the Cage match. It was like, oh, okay.
Oh, it was always supposed to be
So,
Archer first, because remember Brian Cage beat up Dante,
oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
They just played it off as an injury thing, but
Mhm.
maybe part of it was to not give it away because MJF, if Ricky Starks had won earlier in the night, well, everyone kind of be like, well, MJF's kind of like a baby face. That's going to be weird.
Yeah,
But that Regal turn,
yeah, yeah. The Regal turn that changes it because MJF can't be a heel by himself. People love him too much. No matter what he does, he just can't. Um, but well, nice. Uh,
I don't know how to stop it from here.
but yeah, like I was saying, so MJF can't be a heel by himself. People just love him too much. But Regal's really good at making people hate him.
Let's just put it this way: Regal's very good. Period.
Yeah, Regal's just good in general, but yeah, he's
Better as
very,
a
very
heel.
good at making you hate him. Yeah.
Then we talked about it between that and it kind of became clear they were setting up a story to make a big deal out of Ricky Starks out of the way. Even if we had lost Ethan Page, he was going to have to face a couple of giants on his way to getting his championship, number one contendership.
Starks. Ricky Starks. Which, yeah, they did have him like, and then Ethan Page is a lot bigger than him as well. Like, after Cage and Archer, he's all beaten up and battered up tape.
They told a
He's
really
got
good
that
story.
standard "my upper body hurts" tape that they use in wrestling.
They told a really good story with it though, because even Ethan Page's counters and everything, like he would just lift them up and like throw them to where he'd land on like the turnbuckles or the ropes or something right on where it was all taped up. So he focused so heavy on where those taped up areas were on Ricky. It's some nice moves too. Like when he yanked Ricky up from the corner right into a nice smooth power slam.
Yeah, that. Oh, That was just because I hadn't seen a power slam in a second. That was almost my hit of the night. It's a runner up,
Um,
but there's bloody titties.
uh, but Ricky actually early in the match he hit a spear, but that didn't take care of it. Later on in the match, he was being lifted up for the Ego's Edge, got out of it, hit 2 spears, and got the win. And that second one hit, I was like, yes. Because if he had just went for it after one, I was like, I'm still not sure, because they could play up this being beat up story a little bit more. And see if he tried. I didn't know if they were going to try to get to the point where he muscled him, where Ricky actually muscled Ethan Page up. But nope, it was 2 spears in a row for the win.
Yeah, I was hoping he was in a Roshan bowling.
Yeah, just when you're telling that kind of story about being beat up, and it's that whole area where you have a move like that could do it, and Ethan Page isn't that much bigger to where I don't think he could do it.
Yeah.
He's not Lance Archer.
Right.
So I was like,
Yeah,
maybe.
like I think I think he might have been able to, but yeah, it works with the story of the match that he had to use the spear instead, since he was all beat up.
But sometimes you have that story where, like, hey, you eventually have to power through to get that big move. So that's, I was like, like, this could be it, or they could try to really make it a bigger deal for him, even though not the pay-per-view match that they thought they were going to have. Or we were told we were going to have. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Yeah, because we thought that's what we were gonna have.
So question for you.
Answer for you.
Big fan of Ricky Starks, correct?
Correct.
How's it feel knowing he's going to be the first person to lose to MJF?
Yay.
It's got to be one of those like mixed things because, like, hey, he's there now. He's getting that rub. He's going to get championships. But damn it. But yay, MJF. But damn it.
Yeah. I don't. I think this is going to propel him to something like the TNT range. Like, hey, he's not going to win this, but hopefully they at least make him look good. So it's like, all right, well, it's time for him to go for a belt. Just maybe not that one yet.
Then maybe in like a year, casino ladder match.
Yeah. Yeah, let him get that poker chip next time.
I mean, that way you give him enough time to win the TNT title and lose the TNT title. Maybe take a break, come back as a surprise choker. I mean, like it. Jokers had typically been someone debuting or returning, so you'd have him, lose his championship early summer, midsummer, be gone for like a month and a half or so. Like, hey, go have yourself some fun.
Yeah, and then when you come back, it's your time. Because it's time. But let MJF hold on to the belt for a while. But it's still time for Ricky Starks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a solid chance MJF is still going to be champion at the end of next year.
Yeah.
He may drop it in between, but I expect that he would get like back quickly. But I don't think you do this whole bidding war of 2024 and talk about him leaving with the belt and not at least, threaded it as a story.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're not confident that he's going to come back, do you not keep the belt on him so that way your company doesn't look really weak when he's gone and the championship is just vacated or something?
I think if that's the case, you're still looking at probably the fourth quarter of next year. Like,
Yeah.
you're 3 months out and you still can't get the extension, then you start panicking. Like, oh, looks like winter is coming. We're having a title change.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would make sense. Because yeah, I think that's what I would do. Because there's no way that I would let the belt just stick on a guy that's not going to stick around.
But let's say you do expect him to keep around, because actually there was an episode of Dynamite that he came out and did a speech after, and he was very company guy.
Mhm.
Like, either way, do you consider keeping the belt on him for 12 months straight?
If he's going to be full heel, you can.
Or do you kind of hot potato it in the middle for once and just be like, hey, he's going to lose, but he'll get it back like a month or two later, and then go on like another 5 month run?
I think the run would be straight through it, unless if no. I was going to say unless if somebody like a Mox grabs it from him. Because if anybody else grabs the belt, I feel like it would have to be for more than like a month or two.
True. I'm just
It's
realizing,
about the only people you could really do that with are like Mox or Hangman.
yeah, because it's just 12 months. I don't remember how long Kenny was champion, but 12 months is, well, at that point, it would literally be 25% of the time the company's been in existence.
Yeah. I don't know. But I kind of think that an MJF, a long reign for MJF is going to be smart though. But yeah, about a year. About a year. I think that'll be smart. It'll probably like towards the tail end of it, we'll probably be like, all right, let's get a new champ, please.
Now, see, if we get to the end of next year and it's not resolved and they play the story that he's gone,
Mm-hmm.
then I 100% believe it'll be a story.
I hope so.
Because, yeah, if there's not a panic and we see a championship change like right at the end of the year, then I'm going to assume it's just one of those stories like, oh, he's going to leave with the title and come back at like next pay-per-view in
Yeah.
February.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, he would earn at that point champion for a year straight. Like at some point, vacation.
Yeah. I don't know. Yep. It's good long-term storytelling though. Really good.
We went back from Ricky Starks and Ethan Page back to MJF. He wasn't even on the show tonight. That's the only reason why I don't have the MJF music playing right now. Be ready, everybody, next week. Everything that we have, which is not a whole lot of things, anything that we can do MJF related will be done. He's already on the overlay right over there. Oh, I need to get Jamie Hayter on there now, too. Speaking of Jamie Hayter, the one you kept telling me was not going to beat Tony Storm, who won at the pay-per-view.
Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker and Rebel.
Anyway, so Renee, she set it up like she was going to interview Jamie real quick. And all of them come out. She asked Jamie a question. But before she brought them out, she made an announcement, actually.
Mm-hmm.
AEW and Thunder Rosa, with not knowing what the heck is going on, she has relinquished the belt. And the word interim has been dropped. Jamie Hayter is officially your AEW Women's Champion. No interim. She go to ask Jamie about it,
Yeah.
and Britt cuts her off immediately.
Yeah. Britt's like, yeah, I'm taking that mic. So that's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
I'm a little bit surprised it didn't pop up in the match. I'm so conditioned for that shit to happen so much faster. And we get a good variety of slow versus fast in AEW. Some things fall apart
Yeah.
quicker. Warjo.
Yeah. uh,
Some things fall apart very, very slowly and come together very, very slowly. Like the Elite with Hangman was coming back. But yeah, so this ended up becoming a three-way tag team match. When Renee said she had news, I thought she was going to announce, with the depth of our women's division, we're going to add tag team championships because they're about to have a three-way tag match.
yeah.
I was like, hell no, you do not have enough quality depth there. Please do not.
Yeah, you know you don't. The women's division needs some help. And adding more belts is not what that help is.
Yeah. So thankfully, it was just actually kind of removing a belt because no more interim. Jamie and DMD, Anna Jay and Ty Mello, Sky Blue, and your personal favorite,
Willow Nightingale. She didn't really get to do anything.
I would normally jokingly ask you if this was the main event of the night, but we actually had a pretty nice main event.
Yeah, there's actually a really good main event.
That wasn't even the best match on the card.
It still wasn't, yeah. It's not their fault.
Now, the fun thing is, especially towards the later part of this tag team match between these six women, the second half of this tag team match was actually pretty dang good. Sky Blue hit like one of the crispest code reds I've ever seen.
Yes, she did. Yeah, Sky Blue got a lot of nice little spots in this match,
Which I was surprised by. I told you right at the beginning, I thought Sky Blue was gonna be there to be the one getting beat up, so Willow could look really good.
Yeah, it was the opposite. Willow got beat up, and Sky Blue looked good. So yeah, Willow didn't get to do anything in this match besides get beat up.
Yeah, like honestly, the end of the match though, it was a flurry. I'm not gonna say it compares to like the trios match that we had later or before. I don't know where it was in the card. Sue me. It wasn't a flurry like that match, but like towards the end, everything was moving fast and everything looked pretty dang good. I just kind of sat back and just enjoyed it. I remember the end with Britt hitting the stomp on Sky Blue. So I was right on that after all. She was there to take the pin.
Of course. After that, after her stealing the microphone,
No, I meant Sky Blue got pinned.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Sky Blue definitely. I feel like you had to, because Willow got beat up the whole match. Like you shouldn't make her eat the pin too after making her get beat up the whole match. And then Anna Jay and Ty Mello got protected in this match. What are they trying to do with those two?
I think they're hoping that how much people dislike Sammy transfers over to how much people can hate Ty Mello on her own and transfer that to Anna Jay so they could just get a lot of heat. But it kind of dies without Sammy. It's the combination of Sammy and Ty.
Yeah.
Ty herself, people just kind of tune out.
Yeah, like I don't really care unless if her tongue is down Sammy's throat, and then I'm like, oh man, go away.
Like I have websites to this see this kind of like hardcore, way too much action. Um, you know what? You know the only way that you could actually get the kind of heat that they want on Ty is if you put a fucking belt on her at this point, like right now. But that's, I think, the wrong kind of heat.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because I'd watch Raw. So I'd be like, at least Raw has Bianca Belair.
So the story with Jamie and Britt may take a little bit. Who knows? Because we kind of see them on again, off again over the last few months, and then they hit their stride perfectly again for a while. There's something that we saw tonight that was a little bit more decisive.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like Jamie kind of shrugged it off tonight.
Oh no, I was switching to a different women's segment, one that made
Oh,
me very happy, but very
oh
sad at the
yeah,
same time. That was
oh
much more
yeah.
decisive.
I know what you're talking about.
The baddies got one back, and then said goodbye to another.
Ah, yep. And there's a promo in the back with Jade and the baddies. Red Velvet is back, y'all.
I was so happy. And she was there when they confronted Bow Wow at his tour.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what it was about still. I really do not.
Me neither.
I think there was just some kind of Twitter interaction, and so now she went to confront them, and yeah, the two smaller baddies, and well, two of them got carried away by one security guard, and yeah, it just didn't work out great. So they wanted to move past that. She's happy. She won back her TBS championship.
Yeah, she won back the belt that she already won.
Uh, so they're talking about celebrating, and they say next week, and she kind of throws shade at Chicago. Been there, done that. Said something else. I didn't catch it.
uh, didn't quite catch it either then.
Because it seemed like that was the line that was maybe a little bit of shade, but yeah. And
She said she'd been to Chicago. Yeah.
Mark Sterling comes in, her lawyer, says they have no comment on the Bow Wow situation. And Red Velvet's like, hey, we got a party to go plan. Let's roll. They start to leave, and Mark Sterling like looks at Kiera and goes, hold on, wait a minute. Just sign this paper. She's confused. He's like, just sign the paper.
Yeah. He's
Heartbroken.
Kiera is I'm a little hurt, but not at the same time. Cause I'm definitely down with Kiera going solo. Seeing what she can do.
She is no longer needed and is no longer a baddie. But they work so well together. You even, like you said when we were watching, it fits so well. So when
she works so well with the group.
So is she the one to take the belt off Jade down the line? Is that the story now?
We'll see. We'll see. I think that will be a good idea, because who better to take the belt off of this unstoppable force that is Jade than the woman that was right next to her the whole time?
And I mean, it's a definite David versus Goliath kind of thing, too.
Yeah.
So you got so much,
especially if Kiera is going to go babyface, that the David versus Goliath thing is Perfect, perfect story.
And it's kind of funny because the way that it was done, I would definitely say it's not towards the face side of things. So if anything, it was definitely more towards the heel side of things. And Jade in her last feud was kind of being built in a way where you could look at her kind of getting the face push. But we shall see now, because it seems like back to regular business world now that she actually has her title.
Yeah, now that she's got her belt back, she's like, nah, I can't be nice.
Be interesting to see what happens with Kira.
Nyla Rose got her all messed up.
Best story that Jade's had so far.
Definitely. By far. Hoping whatever develops here with Kiera Hogan is going to be the new best story for Jade, and she can dress up like Chitara again.
What's the big Marvel movie that's coming out around the next pay-per-view in February? I don't think Deadpool's around yet. Let's be curious. It might be just depending on whatever Marvel movie has coming out in February, since they usually drop one around then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot she did She-Hulk when She-Hulk was out.
Mm-hmm.
For All Out.
She's done a number. I just forgot. I forgot some of the other ones that she might have done.
Didn't she do Poison Ivy?
She definitely did Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, she definitely did Jade. Jade did Jade.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see everything that Jade does, and just keep working on the ring, the in-ring work, Jade, because it still needs a lot of work, but you got all of it.
you have the
Just
charisma and you have the size difference where you can get away with not being a 5-star wrestler.
yeah,
You just have to get to a certain level where everyone can trust you and you can pull off like 4 stars when you need to be, you know, top champ. Like, it's AEW, there's an emphasis on the wrestling. If you're going to be the top champ, there's at least a standard there.
yeah, you have to be able to put on a solid match. I mean, and that's what let's say her matches are getting better.
What's the longest match that she's had, do you think?
Hmm,
Has she topped 10 minutes, do you think?
I don't. Uh, I don't think so.
Just the fact that that's even questionable is enough of a answer, though. I think the time of her matches will be also something to keep an eye out for, because once you have to kind of hide certain things and you're able to do other things better, like the time of the matches might be a pretty good indication of where she's at too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're like you can go out there and do the things that you're really, really good at. Don't do anything else though.
Because I mean, we get some of these big women's matches for the titles, like those get to like the 15-minute range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Jade will get there. Just keep working on that. Just keep working on your wrestling, Jade. Just keep on working on it.
Second,
Everything else is there.
when did she win the title? Do you remember?
She's had it since I've been watching.
Because I mean, I know what her, championship, her undefeated streak is and everything, but it's not like she wrestled regularly all the time. But
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
I just wonder because, like, if she has a 1-year run, which I don't know what she's at already, but she has a 1 year run, and then she took like months off to train, like kind of behind the scenes, to kind of come back refreshed and like unveil everything. Like the longer that she's around, the more she can get away with taking a sizable break and kind of come back in a big way to insert herself for the big title.
Interesting.
What's that?
AR Fox is her trainer.
Huh.
Didn't know that. Okay, yeah, she's been champion for basically a year. It says November 2021.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't see the exact date, but we're at the end of November, so it's safe to assume it's been at least a year now.
You say we're at the end, and my brain keeps thinking it's like the 18th or 19th still. Like, oh, son of a bitch, we are in that last like week.
Yeah. It's Tarek Day.
Yep, I messaged him, and then I stopped up at his job on the way home.
Oh. Did you get a new car?
No. But because I knew we had talked that he hadn't got any of the new Pokemon packs, I stopped at the card store right there and I grabbed him a box of Pokemon cards and I brought them up to him. Work said happy birthday.
Yeah.
He happened to be walking out of the office as I was pulling in, so he saw me pulling up. I was like, dang it, he ruined me walking into his office and just like sitting down, surprising him.
Either way, that's cute. I'm sure that made his day.
Sorry, I took my keys and he took my car through his car wash for free.
Oh.
He's like, you did buy it from me. You are a customer.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Free car wash.
I need to have a second.
Run mine up there.
Give me like 10 seconds.
All right. And be like, hey, this busted car I got here. Let me borrow it. So, anyways, chat. Now let's talk about some sexy stuff. Glizzies. Sexy.
After all this sneezing earlier, I finally started getting really stuffy all of a sudden. And I was like, gotta fix that.
Mm-hmm. Don't you be sneezing.
So, we had match 2 of the best of 7 series between Death Triangle and the Elite. Let's address the elephant in the room first. Where was this match taking place, Range?
This match?
Yeah.
Where? In Chicago.
Why were the Elite off of our TV for a while?
Because they made out with CM Punk too many times.
Do you think the crowd held it against them tonight?
Oh yeah, he said they were screaming, "Love CM Punk, love CM Punk."
The fans were all about the Elite tonight, and the Young Bucks at one point during that FCM Punk chant, they were all about going along with it there with the crowd. We saw multiple CM Punk references in this match in Chicago.
Yeah, shots fired. Heavy.
Either this will have to get wrapped up quickly, where they kind of move on from it. Obviously, they just came back. They're in Chicago. It makes sense. But because they also came out to Kansas again. So either they'll have to kind of move on from this quickly, or the longer it goes on, the more I start to wonder is if they kissed and made up behind the scenes.
Ooh.
Because if you keep playing into it for months, it's gonna make me wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be too much time. Because after a while, we're just going to be like, okay, so that's just a thing they do now.
If this was just because it was so shortly after the return and it was in Chicago, and then they move on from it up until they're in Chicago again because it's AEW and they have to be in Chicago at least once every 3 months. If they do it every time they go back to Chicago, at least it'll make sense. I don't know if CM Punk's going to have that crazy fan reaction that he had for 7 years where people hijack shows, though, either.
Not at all. I think people have definitely soured on him, obviously.
It's crazy because his fandom used to be here. Like, when he was in WWE before he left. Then he got destroyed in UFC, and people were like, oh, yeah, we quit caring about him. And then he came to AEW and got a little bit higher again.
Mm-hmm.
Then that Medium Scrum happened, and it just went.
Wow. Down he goes.
So, my hit of the night is in this match. You've already alluded to yours. But before I get there, let's knock out the couple of other CM Punk references.
Okay.
Kenny was biting Pac's arm. They're like, who does that? Oh, I almost wish Jericho was on the commentary to do his line. Who bites another grown man on the arm?
Who would do that? Who would do something like that?
Last but not least, Pac escaped a one-winged angel, only to end up on Kenny's shoulders for him to yell GTS and hit a go to sleep, and it did not end the match either.
I think that would have been maximum troll in ending the match with a go to sleep.
Or is kicking out and burying the finisher worse? But enough people use that move now, so I don't really care. It's not like Kenny's where he's like the only one who does it.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry.
So now that the CM Punk references were covered, this match though,
Bruh. I'm, like I said, like I told you on Saturday, I am down to watch this match happen 7 times.
5 more to go.
We got 5 more, and I am so down to see it 5 more times.
Embrace it, everybody. Although, did you notice on the card, do they have any plans for rampages? I know next week is a Dynamite.
Yeah, I didn't see any rampages. I think it's all Dynamite.
This is what you put on Rampage if you actually want people to watch.
Yeah. Put something that people feel like they have to watch on Rampage. And that's how you get viewership for Rampage.
Like 5 or 6, something towards the end, but isn't the end, needs to be on Rampage.
Yep. Give one, put one of those. Maybe even 2.
I originally would have thought like maybe like a 3 and a 5 or a 3 and a 6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're already at match 3 and it's on Dynamite, so at this point, can I just get 1 out of the 4 that will be after?
Yeah.
What?
one Rampage, or they should do like one Rampage, one Dark.
Oh God, please no!
Like,
Don't make me
like,
watch
hey,
Dark.
everybody, watch Dark. See, that's what I'm saying. But you could make everybody watch Dark. Just put one on Dark.
Do you know what the analytics on that video would look like? It'd be like,
Yep.
this is everything else. Here's the best of 7 in the middle of the show. Back down here.
Yeah.
Danhausen.
Yep. And then just me wherever Willow Nightingale is.
So early on in this match, Kenny was getting ready to do one of his dives over the ropes. And then came in my hardest hit of the night because Ray Phoenix hit one hell of a cutter on him when he was running. Think like out of nowhere, but while somebody is running, and it was smooth, but it was ugly looking because it wasn't the normal just up and down kind of cutter. It was running like full speed, like diving into your face.
It was buttery. Oh, it was buttery.
And then there was the corkscrew that was onto everybody on the outside at the ringside. But hey, it was all about that. That cutter was a beautiful thing.
That corkscrew was dope too, though.
Let's put it this way. If you're a wrestling fan and you know this best of 7 series happening and you know it's going the full 7 matches, you need to watch every single episode that one of these matches is happening on. All of them are so good.
Yeah. Like they're gonna be guaranteed must-see matches. If you didn't see the match at Full Gear, find a way to watch that, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Banger. Like the first match, definitely, like the Full Gear definitely was the better match of the two, but this match here was the best match of this Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't even close. And there was really good matches on this episode, so that just lets you know how good this match was.
Yeah. So Matt was going to get redemption for how they lost at Full Gear. Had his own hammer. Was going to use it on, was it Phoenix or Pac in the ring?
It was Pac.
Yeah, so he's getting ready to use that hammer, but Penta pops up behind him and pulls out his own hammer out of his pants.
Penta's hammer. And then he
Whip out that hammer, Penta.
he gave him the Zero Fear hammer.
Yeah, and then they got the win after cheating. And Phoenix, even though he used the hammer at Full Gear, did not seem too happy with Penta.
Yeah, he was very upset about Penta doing that. Like they got into a little bit of a shoving match, and Pac was like, hey guys, come on now, we're all cheaters.
We're in a full agreement that since this is ending by where the Bucks live in California at match 7, they're winning, right?
Obviously.
And it's funny because you and I talked about how do they not come in and just shit on the champions and take the belts back right away. This works.
Yeah, this best of 7 series is a great idea for them. Like, show, hey, Death Triangle. I really hope they don't do the 3-0 and then reverse.
Yeah, next week needs to at least be an elite win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if they do like the 3-0 thing, then I'll be like, all right, well, they kind of made Death Triangle look like they were good, but then they just made it look like the elite were rusty.
Yeah. Because what happens when you're up 3-0 and then you lose? Because if it's basketball, I remember you basically turn into a meme.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what you want to happen.
If you're up 3-0 In basketball, you don't lose. I don't know if anyone's ever won
Mm-hmm.
after being down 3-0 in NBA.
Yeah. Didn't it just happen? It.
Oh, I think it did happen for the first time ever in the last couple of years or so.
I'm trying to remember. I can't
And I'm
remember. Wasn't
pretty
there a
sure
Golden
it's only
State one?
once, though.
Was it Golden State lose? Was it when LeBron finally won? Was he down 0-3 or was he down 3-1?
Oh, no. 3-1.
Was it Golden State? I feel like somebody did it.
I
But
think somebody might have. But basically, if you're down 3-0, you don't win.
so yeah, don't make them look that bad. Although at the same time, it is kind of cool because you're gonna use this whole series to tell a bigger story within Death Triangle more than anything.
Yeah. Like, we're going to find out what we already knew about the Elite. They look strong, and they're going to be Trios champions. It's just going to be a little bit longer before they are.
If you've made it this far, do us a favor. This little button that says subscribe, as well as like, drop a comment. And if you use Discord and you want to come around and talk wrestling with us, and you know, we pay enough attention to wrestling as a general that we can talk about all the different brands, we have a Discord in the description as well. Also, even though the name is Dead and Buried, because I already started with this through the month of November, which there's only 1 week left, if you drop a comment saying, Warjo, I'll pick one person, not rich, I'll see about hitting you up with a t-shirt with one of ours. And I may have another option for you to choose from sometime by the time that's done. Maybe. Oh, I smacked the mic. Whoops. Things
Don't wear
don't.
my hoodie. Actually, I shouldn't have, because I'd be falling asleep in that thing. It's too comfy.
Mine's black, so between my black curd and the black mic, my black chair, there's just too much. I just look like a talking head, and it's too dark. If I had a white shirt like you have a white shirt, though, different story.
The white shirt is dope.
But going back to trios matches, there was another trio that we saw tonight make an appearance or return after a match earlier on. That would be, we had Jake Hager versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship. The Glasses and Pockets versus the Purple Bucket Hat.
So at first, the bucket hat was getting him. Orange Cassidy took off his glasses, handed them to the ref. Hager takes the glasses from the ref and puts the glasses on. And then Orange Cassidy says, whatever. He just goes for the purple hat. Hager's like, nah, son.
Wax on, wax off.
So then he's got the glasses and the hat on. He's powered up. It's scary looking for Orange Cassidy right now. He doesn't have any accessories to Jake Hager's 2 accessories.
This match really was like a tug of war over the purple hat.
It really was. I loved the story revolving around this hat.
And there was so much antics at ringside between the best friends and JAS.
It's wild. They're starting to make me actually enjoy watching Hager. This whole hat thing, it's bad, but the hat thing gave him so much more personality for me.
Is it fair to say you really like this hat?
I really like this hat. I really like this hat. I had to say it out loud, I guess.
Honestly, it was so silly, but it was so much fun. It wasn't silly in like a bad way whatsoever. It was
Yeah,
straight up entertaining.
yeah. I always have fun with Orange Cassidy out there, but Jake Hager is he is working it as a comedy guy. I like it.
That was just the really big question mark. I was like, man, we've seen Hager versus Danielson. As much as Danielson could be really fun to watch, I was like, I wasn't super into that match, even though their backgrounds say they should have been able to put on a great one.
Yeah.
So like this one, I was just kind of worried about the one half of the equation.
Yeah, there was enough going on in the match. Like you said, there's a lot of antics, lots of people on the outside of the ring trying to get involved.
Both Daddy Magic and Cool Hand both went to try to get the hat from Orange Cassidy in the middle of the ring, and he olayed them both, and they just went flying back out of the ring.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, the fucking the hat, man. It's what it was all about.
You know what this was all really about? Faction warfare. And why having factions is such a big deal on how you can incorporate so many people into like just little parts and kind of keep stories that make sense without having too many threads. Because when the best friends are celebrating Orange Cassidy's victory with an orange punch and a Casador roll up, so continuing kind of like what we saw with Ricky Starks, like the smaller guys not doing their basic finishers, but adding like roll ups to them to make it work. The factory comes out to interrupt the celebration. You know what?
QT.
I actually have to give him a round of applause. Like this man, as much as I used to hate seeing him on TV because it just meant you were gonna get a bunch of people that don't deserve to be on TV yet, I don't hate him as much as I used to, where I'm not annoyed by him.
Oh yeah, I like watching QT. He like his matches are surprisingly good. Like he's way better in the ring than I thought he would be just looking at him. Um, and I don't know, he's just fun to hate. Like I like the guy, but I'm so down to be like, fuck you, QT.
Like I used to always want to equate him in the factory with like the workhorseman, the wingman, things that need to stay like on dark and dark elevation. But
Yeah.
nope, he stepped it up where okay, I'm okay with you on my TV. It's not bad. But that wasn't even the end of it. They're coming out to the ring, they're close. Lights cut out. Julia's on stage. Red lights.
She works in the red light district now. New job.
Oh yeah.
No, just kidding. Um,
There's so many like barely legal jokes and stuff like that that can be made.
but nah, man. Like we've said before, this House of Black thing works really well for her.
For her.
Yeah, she's like, because those three, those other three, they really kind of don't need a faction at all. But it definitely works for her. She's like the creepy little sister or something. I don't know.
Honestly, what I would have been okay with is if before Anna Jay got hurt and she left for a while, she was kind of in the position where she was the strongest voice amongst Dark Order. Like where she would have kind of, once Brody was gone, kind of been the de facto kind of leader eventually. She should have been the leader, and they should be her minions.
Okay, I could see that.
I mean, it's never gonna happen because everything started with Malachi, and this is his vision. But I don't care for those promos either. Don't.
Yeah, the promos. Yeah. But I like. I mean, maybe just because they're backed. I liked this whole segment. There also wasn't much talking. It was just ass whooping.
Or go away from like creepy minions and everything else, but kind of the source. So with it, let's take it back to a video game reference. What if Malachi was Shao Kahn and Julia was like Shang Tsung? Like Malachi just sits back and he's silent for the most part, but when he does speak, it is very more concise, more direct, and it had more weight and heaviness to it. But she was kind of like the front for everything, carrying out her, like, she kind of led everything in his name.
Okay.
So when they center around her, everything seems great.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's how that's the only thing I'm worried about is how do you make it believable that she leads?
She doesn't really have, so do kind of similar to what Christian is doing for Luchasaurus right now, but not in a power dynamic. Like, he is the person in charge, but he's more like strong, silent, more concise. He does his biddings like Darth Vader for Sidious. Like how Vader would lead the generals and everything and do all the talking and all that, be in control, and Sidious was like usually just chilling back in his lair.
Yeah. Yeah, she could do that. We'd have to see how it, I would just have to be, I'd have to see how it works. Story.
Like tonight wasn't bad because he only said one line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, what was his one line?
Like basically
Just
all
like
rise, House of Black,
yeah.
rise or something.
Mm-hmm. Basically, we're back, bitches.
But
and House of Black speak.
I actually cover what happened because I realized we kind of skipped it. So Factory was on the apron. House of Black was in the ring. They attacked Best Friend, chucked him out. Factory started applauding him, but then they fucked up everybody at ringside. But slowly made their way back. And this is what made me think about it. They all, as they were fighting, were slowly making their way back to Julia.
Yeah. Gotta get back to the little sister.
I really hope it would not be that dynamic. Protect the little sister. But that's what I'm just...
I don't think it would be, but I have no idea what they would actually do if she were to be a leader of that group.
Actually, it'd be kind of just interesting to have a little bit more definition of what the hell she is to that group.
Yeah.
Because right
She's
now,
the
what is it?
following them around her.
So what is she basically right now? The mascot that they go out to the field and she's sitting on the sidelines cheering them on?
Yeah.
I've seen her do some pretty solid work in the ring, though, so that'll be interesting when the time comes.
No.
I mean, she's been doing stuff, but not really, like TV featured, no.
Nah. I'm gonna say she's probably been on Dark. Seems more right.
hit the main event, then kind of wrap up with any segments of note, I guess. Or would you rather hit the segments of note and then the main event and wrap up with a match?
I don't have a preference.
We'll do segments. Kind of end in a fun way. Keith Lee and Swerve are not done.
Not over yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith Lee was about to have an interview. And before he even said anything, Swerve walked up. And he's just like, hey,
Beat it.
get out of here, girl. We got something to talk about. He covers up the camera. Like you can't hear.
Let's talk. I wonder if the story's gonna be like pulled out something or show him like papers, or I don't even know what it could really be. Because I don't know what the point of covering it up, because we already seen both your faces. So
Yeah.
Cover the camera, what are you showing us? Or is it more of a, because if it was Gail on my face, I would think you would like kind of swipe the camera away or something.
Right.
Or said Gail on my face.
No, I mean, I'm assuming he had some kind of offer for him, but we won't know for a little while what that offer was.
Wonder if it's going to be something where he tries to bring somebody else into a group and they start building their own shit. Like, look, I got others coming. Let's make something great. Just stick with me. I just don't even know what it could be.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't possibly think of what he'd be doing or what the plan is going to be here. They definitely they do really well with not letting you know what Swerve's going to do next.
He's sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Mark Sterling with that goddamn petition?
Hey, he was busy tonight. He had Kiera Hogan signing her contract out of the baddies.
He should have just handed her another piece of paper to sign, like, hey, here's another petition.
And then be like, hey, and you remember my petition against Swerve? Yeah, we're still doing that. You see, he beat up an old man's hands.
He even took weapons trying to take on this old. Oh, geez. I'm going to cut to that just because you had to say the word old.
Oh.
This one, it kind of set up for something to happen. I don't know what's going to come next. But Fame comes out to the ring. We had that rap. Bowen says his shoulder's better, but guess what? That was something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, daddy ass takes the bandages off. His fingers are good now.
So,
and you all know what that means.
There's only one way to celebrate that. Everyone backs up to their corner into the big old scissor me daddy ass.
Yep. They come on in for the scissor, and then onto the TV is the Lethal Team and Jeff Jarrett. Because we forgot to mention that during the rap this time, Max Caster mentioned Jeff Jarrett and his slap nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nothing crazy to it. Just very basic. Keep our friend's name out of your mouth. Jarrett wanders in. I swear, when he went to say slap nuts, he said something different, and I have no idea what it was. Because it didn't sound right.
Yeah, I don't quite know.
But Yeah, I literally have no idea what the hell Jarrett was saying because it just kind of felt like he rambled worse than Mox.
Yeah, I wasn't really. I didn't really pick up a whole lot of what Jarrett said, and there wasn't much to it either.
He's kind of been, whenever he has talked since he showed up, it's been a lot of words, but not a whole lot of saying anything.
Yep. Yep. He's. I still don't know what he's been talking about at all.
Yeah, it has not been working, and I haven't seen enough guitars being broken to make it worth it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Thank
So
God, Daddy Ass has some pull around here. Yeah, he's like, get that old ass off my screen, which is hilarious because I'm kind of curious. I did not look to see who or what the age difference is there.
oh, didn't even think about that. They're probably like around the same age.
Think about it. Billy Gunn teamed with Road Dogg. Road Dogg came in with Jeff Jarrett.
Hmm.
55 for Jarrett. And then it is Billy's older.
Mm. Great.
That's why I had to crack up. I'm like, Billy, you're old as fuck too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense.
but yeah. Thankfully, that was about it. Because Daddy Ass said back to what they were doing. And then he awkwardly says it to himself.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really weird. I think he needs to let Bowen say that from now on.
I wonder if it was an odd miscommunication where Bowens was supposed to say it. Because we've seen Billy Gunn deliver lines in that emphatic and statement manner. We've got 2 words for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he does really well with that. I don't know. Maybe he's just old now and he can't be cool anymore.
Man, what happened in a matter of like 2 weeks? Besides that, we had a quick little thing backstage where we got to see with Renee on one side, she had Top Flight. On the other side, she had FTR. The only thing I could remember besides the end result was Dax says they've been impressive and he felt bad. Like he knows that Darius has had a very bad string of luck with injuries. But he's very impressed and he looks forward to see what they do in the future.
Yeah, yeah. He can see them being where they are in the future. But Darius has other ideas because Dax is all like, yeah, in the future, in the future, in the future. Darius is like, well, this would be a dream match for us. Let's do this shit. Run this shit to on Rampage.
Dante awkwardly hops in like, yeah, y'all have impressed us too.
Mm-hmm.
My takeaway from this,
them Ring of Honor tag belts.
That'll happen on Friday. My biggest takeaway from this is, thank God Darius can talk. Because he was smooth. Dante was not.
Yeah. Leave Dante alone, right? He was just excited.
That's I got all. To see my brother at TV for 2 weeks in a row. I haven't got to see this in ever.
He was like, yeah, me and my brother. That's right. Me and my smaller brother. Because Dante's gotten huge.
Yeah, there's definitely, it seemed like probably a good couple inch height difference between them two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I think that's going to be. Does that seem like that's going to be our main event on Rampage?
Oh god, I don't remember all the things that they hinted towards for Rampage. Jericho talks, you have that. It's only an hour-long show. There is, I think Rampage had the trios match with Roosh and Butcher and Blade versus Dark Order as well.
Yes.
Sheeta is in action. So yeah, probably. Wait,
Yeah,
wait, but it's Rampage. The best match of the night tends to go first.
that's true. So it might be the first match. Hmm.
Be interesting.
Mhm.
You want to know what wasn't interesting?
Mhm.
A Wardlow video. I woke up not TNT champ. Last thing I knew, I was power bombing Hobbs. I blacked out. I had to look back
Yeah,
to see Joe hit me with the belt. Joe, you're not the champ. I'm the champ. This is Wardlow's world. If I try to make it sound, if I try to reduce that anymore, and I try to exaggerate it slightly at the same time, I'd be getting into Scott Steiner territory.
yeah. So Wardlow's coming back for Joe. We know. And obviously, me being me, I want to know where Powerhouse Hobbs is at in all this. So I want the redemption for him because he got Powerbomb Symphony, then choked out.
I
So,
want to learn more
it's
about the Book
boo.
of Hobbs.
Yeah, like we need the Book of Hobbs, like that chapter of the Book of Hobbs. Nah, son. Let me see. Let me. I read that one. I want to see the next one, please. Um,
Honestly,
but
I'm kind of over. I've never been a big fan of Wardlow. Never seen, like, he can do faces in the background, like when he was with the name of the faction with MJF that's escaping my mind right now. Pinnacle. But him as a talker and stuff, I've never found Wardlow entertaining, and I never understood how he got to be as over as he is, besides, hey, big muscly white guy. That I think it's one of those situations where I've noticed a lot of the fans tend to be of the female persuasion.
oh, the Wardlow fans are more. Yeah. I don't know. Wardlow and Wardlow's one of those ones where I'm like, I don't dislike, but I'm definitely not getting excited to see Wardlow
Like,
over most of the roster.
you could take him off of Dynamite for weeks, and at some point I'd probably notice, but I wouldn't really care during the course of the show because you have so many other people that I'd be down to watch on TV.
Yeah.
Hikaru
Yep,
Shida.
that's what I was getting at. Kushida.
Oh,
We'll see on Friday against a jobber.
oh yeah. Whenever you see in action,
Yep. That means a squash match.
it's like, ooh, free win.
Somebody's getting squashed.
There was literally a video of Jack Perry after his match with Luchasaurus in the trainer's room after all still bloody. And the whole point of this promo was turn your back on me. I hate you now, but because of everything we've been through, I'm glad we shared this moment. But I won. But I won. Are you gonna try to be cute about the guy you just had like a blood feud with?
Because he's Jungle Boy. He has to care.
No, I'm supposed to care about championships and checks. Move on.
Nah, he's the most baby faces baby face.
But here it is.
Yeah.
The Dynamite main event. The longest slap fight in the history of slap fighting.
Yeah, I love slap fights because I enjoyed this match, and yeah, it was mostly a slap fight.
Chris Jericho versus Tomohiro
Tomohiro Ishii.
That one it got tied right in the middle of that. For the Ring of Honor World Championship. How many slaps were thrown in this match before anything else was attempted?
Good question. This is like, so this, guessing that number is like, in school when you have the jar full of candy and you have to guess how many are in there. That's what this is like.
Because this match literally started with a slap fight that they probably threw like 30 slaps a piece before stopped.
A good 30 slaps a piece just to start the match off. Yeah, so they started off slapping each other in the face. Ishii wins that first slap fight.
If you take away the big meaty
exchange, oh yeah, they're like regular sized.
So like if you remove the big meaty, it's the men beating.
Yeah,
I can't even say the rest of it without the beginning. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you got to be bumping meat.
Men slapping meat.
Regular
That's
men.
nuts.
Regular men slapping meat. That's what they were. They were regular men slapping those meats.
All we need is more Penta pulling out this hammer.
That was wild. Dude, this match was brutal. Brutal. Because after the first slap fight, they get into a forearm exchange, which is the theme for this match. There's going to be exchanges a lot.
There was like 6 actual attempt at wrestling moves in this match. Like literally maybe 6.
Yeah, there was a few littered in here and there. Because there was that. I'm trying to think of what wrestling moves that even happened.
There was a DDT, actually. I believe, at one point.
Oh yeah, that DDT was nasty looking on the ring apron. Jericho got a nice little nasty looking DDT on the ring apron. If you guys get a chance to check that out, do it, because Ishii, he takes that thing like it makes it look like his neck snapped.
I'm pretty sure both of them hit a code breaker.
They did. They both hit code breakers.
Jericho hit a lightning salt.
Yeah. You want to know what else? He hit a chop.
A chop?
Ishii hit
a chop?
Yeah, he hit a chop. Times infinity. Some say he's still out there chopping right now.
If you had to try to single out a single chop in this match, it'd be like literally a needle in the haystack. But I'm assuming I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So,
and this happened during picture-in-picture. At some point, Ishii was slapping the shit out of Jericho's chest and busted his chest open. And he's bleeding all over the place. Just bleeding in his chest. Ishii's hand is dripping with Jericho's blood. Hit of the night.
You have seen people get chopped so much and so hard that they start to get like that broken blood vessel life vessel, like to the skin kind of blood.
Yeah.
I had
I,
not seen anyone chop where they like ripped like just destroy ripped skin right off somehow, and he bled a lot off of
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like I said, Ishii's hand was like dripping with Jericho's blood. Like his hand had so much blood on it that you would have thought he was bleeding. And it was
They
just, no, he was slapping the shit out of Jericho that much.
One commentator was pointing out at the chest all up and down Jericho's body. And one of the other commentators said, look at Ishii's right hand. And you look at it, and that thing looks like we just got done finger painting with red and only the color red.
Yeah. Yeah. He got caught red handed. He was for sure red handed. God damn.
And then I think it
Yeah.
was at 4. There was a Wall of Jericho and a Lion Tamer, because I'm counting that as two separate things because we know it is.
It is. It is. We will.
There was attempts at Brainbusters, but I don't think anyone got one, did they?
No.
Inzaguri
No.
is still a strike, and it was also blocked. There was a headbutt, but it's still a strike. Holy shit, I said 6, and that's all I can come up with so far.
Yeah, it was slaps. Vicious slaps. Like the story here is that Ishii left it all on the table. Like after he bloodied up Jericho and beat the shit out of him, he was so tired he could barely even move anymore, which is what turned the tables. For Jericho to get a clean win. No cheating.
For a second week
no
in a row,
interference.
they said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2 times. Yeah, this is the second match in a row.
Yeah, because Ishii, when he was exhausted and like fell, that's when the Lion Salt kick out happened, the Code Breaker kick out happened. Then he blocked this Judas Effect, and then he blocked the Lion Tamer. When he went for Inzaguri, got caught into Walls of Jericho, then the Lion Tamer. Right before he tapped out, he does the one finger salute that literally anytime you saw a member of JAS on screen tonight, they all did it. So yeah, have it right back, Jericho.
Yeah. I like that was a nice touch. Like, yeah, we're gonna have him tap to the Lion Tamer, but at least he flips Jericho off before he does.
And they
makes him look tougher.
And they were really playing up the story of their history, both being around for so long, going back to when Jericho was in Japan in war, WAR, whatever. I don't even know what years those would have been. I would assume probably prior to like 97 WCW. Maybe early mid 90s.
Okay. Jericho been everywhere.
But while celebrating, he's walking up the ramp. He wants to beat up another ring announcer because, of course, they have a Ring of Honor one out there in Ian Riccaboni. But out of nowhere, Claudio just comes out and decks him once and it's over.
Yeah, I like that. Out of nowhere, Claudio was just like, "Nah, not this time." I like surprise punches. They're just so great.
And somehow it's keeping Claudio around the title picture again.
Yeah, so Claudio gonna get a rematch, like a solo singles rematch. Maybe winter is coming.
Yeah.
Or do you do it at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view?
I'm trying to remember, did they determine anything about that? Do we know anything else about that?
About the Ring of Honor pay-per-view
Yeah,
or winners.
we'll Ring of Honor pay per
Um,
view because I don't know.
it is the day of the month of December.
It means December 10th, right?
Yeah. December 10th.
Just I literally, yeah, I don't think we know anything. The one thing that we could probably
Yeah.
guess was it Athena Mercedes Martinez went after?
Yeah. Athena Mercedes Martinez is going to be a thing.
I wonder if the story is going to be Hobbs versus Joe for the Ring of Honor and Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT. Like, not all that final battle, but maybe they kind of push Hobbs in that direction for Ring of Honor.
Okay.
And then, so like Joe kind of does double duty, and that's going to be like his shit is he's fighting on both sides. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what could Joe do that would make sense.
Yeah. I could see him defending that against either Hobbs or Wardlow. Yeah. Excuse me. Couldn't really think of anything else that I could see for it.
World champion. I mean, that's why I kind of just. I mean, all we have really thought because everything's been mostly surprises with him on the week-to-week basis. But clearly continuing the story with Claudio.
Jericho's gonna lose.
Tag team, I mean, Ring of Honor tag titles.
Ring of Honor tag titles.
Because, Top Flight is not winning them on Friday.
You sure about that? You don't know how good they are in the future. Dax was impressed. Okay, so that means that they are tough competitors.
Even though I'm liking him more as a personality, how about Darius shows he can be healthy for more than 30 days before you consider putting tag team titles on him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely do, but yeah. Top Flight's winning though.
Maybe they'll just say, fuck it. Briscoes one more time.
Mm-hmm. But FTR won the first two.
Yeah. I can't think of anything. Ass boys.
They need to go ahead and just do that.
Because they're in like a position where they could have a match and it makes sense with both FTR or the Acclaimed at any given time, and it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because they've got two stories going. Both of those going right now that yeah, so yeah, they could face them at final battle. That'll make sense.
We shall see. We actually don't have that long to go, but we know nothing about the show yet. We know more about Wrestle Kingdom, and that's a month after.
Yeah. I think, you know how they do a lot of times it'll be like 2 weeks before, and then they're like, haha, all the information you need. So maybe next week we're going to get a bunch more information.
Well, at least usually things are kind of predictable at this point, just maybe not formally announced.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they also did put Ring of Honor on television a whole lot more before the last pay-per-view.
Oh, God, no. Oh God, you just basically told me that after this Friday, Rampage is going to be insufferable for the next couple weeks. I quit. I'm watching Friday Night SmackDown.